What is Ethereum 2.0? The upgrade to Ethereum 2.0 is also known as Serenity, Ethereum 2.0, or Serenity. Its primary goal is to increase Ethereum's transaction capacity, lower fees and make it more sustainable. Ethereum will switch from proof of work, POW, to proof of stake, POS, in order to achieve this goal. Explanation of consensus mechanism. Databases are used to store user information, such as email addresses, names, and addresses. Administrators are responsible for managing the databases. Normally, all the data are stored in a single location. Blockchain is a typical database. However, instead of having all its information in one place and under the control of a few people, it is distributed among many people and places. The network and data are kept alive by many other computers in case one computer is lost. They must agree on the right set of data in order to ensure that all versions are identical. This consensus can only be reached by establishing some kind of mechanism. Blockchains can use a variety of consensus mechanisms to ensure that data, in this case, transactions, remains consistent across all nodes, individual computers within the system. Time to work to proof of stake. Proof of work is the original blockchain mechanism. POW is a system that allows computers to compete with each other in order to process transactions and receive rewards. This process is time-consuming and energy-consuming. Some newer cryptocurrencies are opting for proof of stake. Ethereum 2.0 will see it move to POS, which allows for faster transactions and lower fees. POS is an algorithm that selects a node from a block of transactions to reach a consensus. This eliminates the possibility of nodes trying to win the block with large amounts of power. Once a node has been chosen, it creates the next block of transactions in a chain. These nodes, which are used in POS, are commonly referred to as stake pools. The stake pool's size determines which nodes or stake pools are chosen. The stake pool's total coins are a measure of its likelihood to forge blocks and receive rewards. Other criteria such as the time the coins have been staked can also be considered to ensure that not all the richest pools win. The coin holders can stake their holdings in a stake pool. When a node is chosen to forge a block, the reward it receives will be divided among the stakers. POS blockchains may have included randomization to ensure that larger stakes don't always win. POS has miners replaced by stake pools, where people can stake their coins. Individuals have the option to stake or take their coins to different stake pools in order to get greater rewards. How to stake Ethereum. Some services have already allowed Ethereum owners to stake their Ethereum in the testnet. First, you need to know that Ethereum 2.0 will not be released until the staking of Ethereum has been completed. While your Ether is locked, stakers will not be able to remove it from the stake pool. However, they will earn staking rewards. It can be tricky to stake Ethereum's testnet via a stake pool and can also come with significant risk. This task is best left to experts. Stake on an exchange is a good option. Kraken, Coinbase, and Binance are just a few of the Ethereum exchanges that permit holders to stake. The fees for staking on an exchange are higher, with most charging 15% or more. How it scales. Ethereum 2.0 intends to increase its capacity using a technique called sharding. This is a popular technique used by many POS cryptocurrencies. It allows them to scale up without making major security or decentralization sacrifices. Sharding allows you to divide a database into smaller parts that are easier to manage. A POW blockchain allows all nodes or computers to have a complete copy of the history and transactions. For older cryptocurrency, with a long history of transactions, it can be a big space hog. Sharding allows the blockchain to be divided into parallel sections. Nodes are given a section and instead of being responsible for the entire chain's data. This allows for more transactions to be processed at once, which greatly increases transaction speed and throughput. How will this affect DeFi? Although Ethereum is a large decentralized financial system, most of it is slow and congested. Transaction fees can be higher than the amount of money that the user wants to move. At the moment, Ethereum's ecosystem is restricted to those who have larger Ethereum holdings, as the gas fee is very high. This makes it impossible to send a few dollars or trade small amounts of money. Transaction fees are extremely high because they are controlled and managed by miners. This creates a large conflict of interests. These issues will be eliminated with POS. Ethereum currently handles around 30 transactions per second. Vitalik Buterin is one of the founders and developers of Ethereum. He claims that 2.0 could eventually handle 100,000 transactions per second through sharding or other strategies. Ethereum 2.0 release date. The upgrade to Ethereum is happening in stages. Phase 0, the first, is now live. Phase 0 introduces the beacon chain. The beacon chain is basically a POS blockchain that Ethereum's current chains will eventually merge with. The merge is the second phase or phase 1. The official switch to POS is the merge, where the existing Ethereum network and the beacon chain will merge. The docking is a term used by Ethereum developers to refer to the merger. It is expected to occur in 2021 or 2022. Ethereum will soon be a POS cryptocurrency, which means that Ethereum holders can stake their Ethereum to receive rewards. Important to remember that Ethereum holders don't need to do anything during the Ethereum merge phase. This will happen automatically. Phase 2, also known as the third phase, implements sharding so that Ethereum can scale and have a greater number of transactions. After the merger, shard chains will be available sometime in 2022. How will this affect Ethereum's price? Many speculate that Ethereum's upgrade might lead to an increase in its value. This is due to Ethereum's DeFi network becoming more accessible to people who don't have much money. Ethereum transactions will soon be cheaper, and users will be able to move less value. Currently, those with greater wealth can pay the huge transaction fees. Ethereum's upgrades will have the greatest impact on the people who are least likely to be able to access today's modern banking system. These include refugees, third-world citizens, and nearly 2 billion people who do not have financial access to modern financial products such as investment or bank accounts. Many people live in countries without any infrastructure for identifying their citizens. Without this, it is impossible to open a bank account and use modern payment apps. These people can access financial accounts, loans, and investment opportunities through Ethereum's decentralized financial system. DeFi's low fees and lower entry barriers mean that it has the potential for significant growth, as well as Ethereum's price. All of this depends on Ethereum 2.0 success.